Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Monday night live stream for the DM and friends. And of course, I have Ron with me, Paige organizer, Concoction, and all things collectible and all that other neat stuff, the other titles that you wear, because I know you wear a bunch of them. But and I'm glad you don't have your last name on there, because I am a habitual butcher of your last name. So we won't even tell
you and everybody else, brother. It's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks again, Ron, for coming on. So I have been told that if I don't play this song at the beginning of the show, I will be there. It is. Yeah, heck yeah. Watch out, watch the ending. The ending's awesome.
It was like an explosion there. That's weird. Okay.
Oh, so good. All right. Well, yeah, dude. Well, welcome back, man. And look at, I'm also wearing my
That's nice. Yeah, Phil looks good on that.
Yeah. I love it. So we got Brass Monkey here. We have Dreg, Blair Blurs here. Yeah, thanks you guys for jumping on. So how's it been going? What's been going on?
It's busy. I mean, we launched a new convention, a small convention very close to my house. I'll be sleeping at home during the convention.
Oh, that's awesome.
Called Concoction. It's last weekend in May, weekend after Memorial Day. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that, because I actually don't know much about Concoction. I've gone on the site. I've heard a lot of talk about it. Tell me what kind of possessed you to do another con. I know you've done them in the past, and we all of us know about Paige. But yeah, so what's this one going to be all about? And who do you have coming to the con, and all the stuff? Because I mean, Paige was special. Paige was super special. There was a lot of really good that was happening there. How are you? How is Concoction kind of fit into that puzzle?
Well, I'll tell you the whole story. So, a new convention center. It's actually a convention center was put into an old building in a town near my home.
Nice.
And I decided to go check it out. And the interesting thing is I think many people know I'm a union carpenter.
Yeah.
So I did some work in that building 15 years ago when it was something else. So I figured, let me go take a look how they're going to turn this into a convention space. And they were having a comic convention, and I went over and I walked around. Nice. And, I talked to some folks that were kind of like gaming folks as well who were there. And as I was leaving, somebody grabs me by my arm, and it's somebody I know from my hometown. And she says to me, she goes, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And I said, "Okay, what's the matter?" And she says, "We want the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo here." And I looked at her. I went, "Well, you can't have it because this place isn't big enough. It's about 40,000 feet with very low ceilings, like 9-foot ceilings. Not like
the convention in Philly.
No, not at all. It's not a true convention center." And I said, "Hey, but tell me a little bit." And she gave me some pricing, and I said, I did a couple calculations in my head, and said, "Well, let me think about it. Maybe we can do something else." And
she was on the board or something like that.
It's a municipal convention center. It's owned by the city of Vineland. That's not where I'm from, but I'm from a different town, but she's also from the town where I'm from. And she said, well, let me know. And the number she put out there was very, very
nice,
affordable.
Wow.
So, I talked it over with our team and we came up with the conclusion that, it might be nice to have like a opposite end of the calendar convention from Paige, smaller, not as intensive with the logistics and so many special guests flying in from everywhere and things like that.
Yeah.
To experiment with some things like self-serve like badge printing, things we wouldn't want to try at Paige because Paige has gotten so big that, if you foul something up, it really gunks up the works.
Yeah.
So we are trying some new things with this show. And then we were hoping to get 300 people. That was, that's what we were hoping for.
Yeah.
And we're pushing about 500 pre-registered right now. And there's more signing up every day. And, it's getting bigger than we thought. So people seem to be starved for it. And that's fine. I mean, I am cognizant that unlike Paige, there is a finite amount of space there that we can't grow beyond. Whereas at Paige, we can expand into the other halls at that convention center, as we've already started to do. But we're still ways off.
Well, you talk about Concoction. I'll bring up the, as promised, I'm going to bring up the link to, and I hope I spelt it right. Yeah, because I'm notorious for spelling errors, as you know, Ron. So here's the QR code, guys, and I'll leave it up for a second here, and then we'll bring it up again later. But yeah, this brings you, I think, to the tabletop site, which you got a lot going on there. There's
250 events on the site. I mean, people seem like they want to get in, and I took a very different marketing approach to Concoction. Like, I did not, we market Paige nationally.
Yeah.
And heavily. With Concoction, we just stuck to the Delaware Valley and the Lehigh Valley, which is northeastern PA. And, and it just seems like there are people who are interested. We are bringing in a couple of pretty big guests. We've got Jeff D coming. In fact, he wouldn't take no for an answer, no matter how many times I said no. He decided he wanted to come. He and his partner Manda.
Nice.
We've got Matt John, the creator of the Conan, the Hyborian Age RPG, which is the new Conan RPG, which I love so much, from Monolith. And what an outstanding game, and what an outstanding guy Matt is. But then we have a lot of other folks. We've got Professor Dungeon Master is going to be there. And, he's obviously a huge internet, dungeon tuber, we'll call him. He's got a new game coming out soon that's going to be on Backer Kit. And
cool.
we're called Deathbringer. And Dan's, of course, from New Jersey. He's been a big part of why Paige has grown at its rapid expansion, because he's one of Paige's biggest fans. We've got oh gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. It'll come to me, but the gentleman from MCDM, Intricasso, he's going to be out there. He's going to be playtesting their new game Crows that he wrote, and of course he wrote Draw Steel and things like that. So it's James Intricasso. So we're gonna be chock full of guests. Rachel Savicki is going to be there, who's really great. If I don't know if you had a chance to meet her at Paige, but she's outstanding. Levi Combs will be there. Chet Minton will be there.
Nice.
It's a nice crew that's going to be there for the show. And then, like I said, we have 250 events. We're going to have our rapidly growing in fame Down the Dark Stairway event with which is ongoing Shadow Dark event throughout the course of the convention.
Nice.
So yeah, we've got a few things going on there.
Do you still is it a lot of the same staff? You know, a lot of the buddies and that you got Head and Paige that are going to be there too, like Ed and.
Well, Ed is going to be on a trip to Istanbul. Don't go rob his house while he's away.
Got it. Okay.
But you know, anything that I do convention wise, I'm you know Phil Wirtz joined with me at the hip, and you know, Phil's heavily involved, as well as some of our other staffers that people will recognize when they get there. You know, Zay McGowan will be there. Wes Allen, who runs his own convention, but he's also on our staff. He'll be there. We'll have Chris Germanio, who's you know, one of our logistics guys. Mike DiBenedetto, who handles our tech work. Like it's the Paige crew. There's nobody new who's going to be there. We may not be flying in our far out of town crew. You know, we're trying to keep the expenses low, you know, for a local show. So you're not going to see people like Zorg there and people like that because, you know, it's just cost prohibitive to do that for a show with 500 people. But, you know, you know, we have a fairly large staff and most of them are going to be there. And, you know, the final piece of the puzzle is my wife, Jen.
Yeah.
You know, none of this crap happens without her. So,
yeah. Oof. So the convention space is pretty. It sounds like it's you know, pretty awesome. Then I mean,
it's got a low ceiling, which concerns me a little bit, but you know, we'll see how it goes. You know, it's 20,000 square feet on 2 different levels, so 40,000 feet altogether.
Okay.
There's a stairwell right in the middle of the convention center going down to the lower floor.
Oh wow.
And there's an elevator, of course. And when you come in from the parking lot in the back, you come in on the lower floor as well. So it's going to be vendors downstairs, gaming upstairs.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds like God. You're already at 5 pre-reds. You said
just about. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so you're already hitting the size of North Texas. So I think they have 500 or 600. Yeah, that's geez. this is gonna get big.
Well, you know, when you think about it, you know, Paige used to be held in 32,500 square feet prior to this year. Yeah, and it was a 20,000 square foot. It was a 20,000 square foot gaming area.
Yeah.
So I think back to that and know what we could fit in there. Yeah. And you know, we had 1,829, or I think it was 1,829 people at Page 2 in less space.
Yeah.
But, you know, higher ceiling
makes a difference.
Means less sound, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to take a long look at what this sounds like, and you know, it may be one of those conventions that it's like, hey, hard cap at 600 moving forward, hard cap at 750, hard cap at 1,000. I don't know, depending on what the feedback is. Yeah. But there will be a hard cap on this convention at some point. Yeah. With Paige, there won't be a hard cap because there's still another 200,000 square feet we can expand into there.
Yeah, Paige was man, that convention center was monstrous. It was and like you said, there was still an area I don't think we even saw, but yeah, the room I mean, definitely, I mean, there's even the area, the sections, you could pack in a lot more people.
Yeah.
Even with the amount of people you had there, you weren't even you know, you're kind of hitting a fraction. We
have at least 2 more years in the space we have now.
Yeah.
When people start crying that it's too crowded, that's when we'll move to open up to another area.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think you guys, it was perfect last year. Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming this year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Going to the comments here, I do see DM Greg, Advanced Fantasy Games. Thanks for jumping on. Good to see you, man. Was just chatting with him earlier.
he's a good guy. Good guy, Greg Gowron.
Oh man,
good guy. Yeah.
And by the way, guys, Advanced Fantasy Games has got, I think I'm not mistaken, Greg, you can probably put it in here. You got 9 more days left on your Kickstarter, which he's got a really great Kickstarter out right now for a old school module. I'll put a link up to it right now too. Zach Martin, Jeffrey Johnson's here.
Love Zach Martin.
That's
one of my collecting pals right there.
Yes. Yeah. I recognize him from Facebook for sure. Matt Sherman is in the house.
Yeah.
And RPG Grandpa. Good, man. Good to see you, man. You always tell me that you're in bed by this time. Good to see you up and on the live stream. 7 more days left for DM Greg. Yeah, I'll bring up his just so you guys can see this. He's got this Kickstarter out right now. It's the Lost Tomb of Kuzkuk Mats, the Undying, for OSR style RPGs. You scan this and go to his backer page and check it out. I've read it. I love it. We've talked about it here on this show, and it's super cool. So let's show DM Greg some support, guys. Speaking of Kickstarters, how did you? I mean, yours went pretty well, right?
It did. Went a lot better than Chet Minton, my partner on that, or I thought it would go. We had a lot of support, and we're a little behind on fulfilling. Unfortunately, we ran into some time crunches on the art side. Yeah. But we should be fulfilled by the end of the month. So feeling good about it. Really like the way the adventure turned out. Adventure's a fun adventure. Chet's artwork is awesome. Chet's, we put out a bunch of different options. There's dungeon tile like mats for it, which Chet did a wonderful job on. Chet's finishing up the illustration book now. All the edits for the, it's a second and revised printing of the adventure. Yeah. All those changes are complete and, on their way back from the printer. In fact, if you look behind me there, you can see some of the dungeon tiles peeking out underneath Jabba the Hutt and those white boxes. Yeah, underneath.
Jabba the Hutt's back there too.
Yeah. The white boxes underneath it are actually the miniatures for the Kickstarter as well. So yeah,
that's awesome. So DM Leo just said jumped in from Facebook and says, hey, you handsome guys, hope everyone's doing well. Love you, buddy. Thanks for jumping on and saying hi. And then, of course, Advanced Fantasy.
That's the official Paige ambassador. Leo.
Yeah, no, that's why I brought him up 3 times now. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I've chatted with him on the phone, and I want to get him on the show soon. But DM Leo's he's got great energy, man.
He's everything that's good about the gaming community.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I met him for the first time at Paige, and I'm like, I got to go up to this dude and talk to him. And we just chatted for some time. And man, what a good dude he is, man. Yeah. Good to see you, buddy. Advanced Fantasy Games, thank you so much, dude. He just gifted 5 memberships to the show. I really appreciate that. Looks like Squirrel Lord Gaming got a free membership here. Crab Mentor 1, M. Saxon, Wayne Brack,
M.
and
M. Saxon, Michael Saxton from Thunderstruck Workshop.
Oh, okay. Yes.
No better terrain maker out there than Mike Saxton.
Yeah. I had him on the show a couple months back, and I got some of his stuff.
He's the best. He's the best.
He's a good dude, man. Yeah, it didn't dawn on me. That was Michael. Yeah, so that's cool. That's good to see you, buddy. And Wayne's Brack and Captain Meow. All right. Well, you guys have a membership here. And by the way, I've had people ask me what the best way to support this channel is, and become a member. For I think I don't know what is it, $1.99 a month, and it all kind of helps keep the show rolling. So, thank you guys so much. So Ron, so the Kickstarter that you guys did, wildly successful, and then you're going to be shipping that out, you said next month, end of May, after Concoction, probably?
No, it'll go out before then. Yeah, I think maybe by the end of this month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the PDFs will be available anytime, but we don't want to put them out too far ahead of the printed matter going out. So
yeah, you want to coordinate that. Yeah. So do you guys have any, I don't know if you want to announce it or anything, but do you guys have anything else coming out? I know you were talking about, that was one you had already kind of done, play tested, written, and then you're like, okay, and now I got to do some art with it, and let's kickstart this, because it was originally, I think, it was part of page 2.
It was part of page 3, and we did we made 100 available via pre-order, and they sold out in 30 hours. So, people were still asking. So we said, well, let's take this to Kickstarter. We knew we were going to make a few changes. There were some things that needed to be revised and edited, and we decided, well, what else can we add to this? And 11 by 17 isometric map was one of the things, one of the pledge levels. The dungeon tiles were one of the pledge levels. Miniatures, an old school illustration book was one of the options. And when you have a partner like Chet Minton, I mean, the art helps make everything. So
yeah. What a great artist he is too. I've talked with him. I've been meaning to schedule him jumping on there. I know he's super busy too. He's got projects out the wazoo right now. But what a great artist he is. What a great dude too. So Concoction, that is the weekend after May. Is that May?
Weekend after Memorial Day.
Yeah, that's a perfect time, man. Like, it's kind of maybe the only thing might hit is some graduations and stuff like that.
It's not. Yeah. It wasn't my first choice.
Yeah. What was your first choice?
I was actually a couple weekends beyond that in the June, and
mid-June.
The city of Vineland was having a car show on the weekend that we were planning it on, and they shut down the main road out front. So I was like, well, let's look at other dates. So we had to back into that date, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We hadn't announced the other date yet, but we had to back into that date. And, I'll be honest, it's really up against a lot of stuff. I mean, the World Cup in being in the region.
Oh yeah.
Another convention had to move from generally a July 4th weekend that they run on. They moved back into that weekend. That convention is only a couple hours north and has been around forever. Nothing I could do about that.
Yeah.
Another convention up in Massachusetts popped up. what can I do? We set the date, and next thing you know, there was nothing on the schedule, nothing on tabletop events. Next thing you know, there's all these events. There's Fan Expo in Philadelphia the same weekend. But we still have people buying badges. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, 500 right now, closing in on 500 is not something to shake your fist at.
No,
I think you were probably thinking 250 tops, and you've doubled that almost. So, yeah. That's nuts. Yeah. Wow, dude. So I was also going to mention too, because I feel like Paige and Concoction kind of go in the same conversation almost, but you just, I think I just got an email that event submissions are opened up for Paige now. So those of you guys, that getting ready for your, gear. I know it's a ways away, but gearing up to put your events in. I think that's open right now for badge holders and people that are running games.
No, anybody. You don't have to have a badge to. You don't have to have a badge to put in an event.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like we'll push out a badge to people who meet the minimum.
What is that? And what are those requirements for?
It's 12 hours of volunteer or game running time.
Okay, so that's 3-4 hour slots if you kind of stick with the format. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah. I wanted to also kind of chat with you about, because you have a kind of an auction site too on Facebook that you've been doing for quite some time. Talk a little bit about how you kind of got into that and what that's kind of, doing. Cause I mean, God, you've had that for quite some time now too, I think.
Yeah. There was a time when there was really only one major auction site on Facebook, RPG Auctions, run by Chris Hinson.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do anything like an auction site. So Daniel Lawrence, the dice collector, and I were chatting, and Ryan Morgan, and we came up with the idea for a barter group, because we were off trading amongst one another, and looking out for one another. If we knew somebody was selling something, or if we saw something on eBay and we knew some of the other guys wanted it. So we put together a barter group, and people seem to like it. And we have very, very limited auctions, one or two a week, and they're usually related to Paige and its gamer assistance program. Sometimes we'll go weeks without an auction, and it's mostly just people trading with other collectors. But there's also a discussion element to it. Every once, 5, 6, 7, 10 topics a week come up on there where people are talking about collecting, or talking about, hey, what's your favorite game system? Hey, what Kickstarters are you backing right now? Hey, let's see your game shelves, whatever it is. And it's a good community. It's closing in on, I think we've got 4,700 people on there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty nice. Small. Yeah, it's a pretty nice community, and really Paige was born out of that community.
Okay. Yeah, that was something I was going to ask you too, because the gamer assistance program. I know you mentioned that. I think last time we talked, and a lot of the proceeds that because you throw up a lot of stuff, your own stuff up there. I think
I do. I do.
I think a lot of it's kind of things that you come across, or
Chris Clark was great. He donated a bunch of things to go into the auction last year as well, and donated everything. But I buy collections. It might be one thing I need. It might be 100 items and one thing I need, and then so I work on the premise that I'll trade away items to get items I want, or sell items so I can buy items I want. But they're never coming out of my personal collection. Like I might buy something because it's in better condition than what's in my collection.
Oh yeah, we
and
all
then
do that.
and then sell off
The
or
rest of
trade
it.
off what I have. So yeah, we like all this. There's a fair amount of stuff there that's all going to go on block at some point. So
you just got to go through and inventory it probably, and
no, I don't have to inventory it if I sell it.
Well, you know what I mean. Figure out like, okay, I'm going to do this one, and people don't realize because I do the same thing. If I pointed my camera down, here is a collection that I bought, a bunch of modules, and in my garage there's all a bunch of 3.0 stuff that I need to pass on, and just stuff everywhere.
See, I was clever. I was smart because I just passed on 3rd edition. I just passed on it.
Yeah. I have 2 actual boxes a friend gave me to sell or to pass on, and so I got to figure out what to do there because I was never a 3E person either, but yeah, I do the same thing. I'll get and then just kind of pass it on or whatever, and that's what I'm doing here at this channel too. Is once a month, anybody that's a member, this is what on April 30th we're gonna lottery out this copy right here of the Assassin's Knot play copy. So I've been doing that here on the channel because if I have copies of stuff, I'm gonna pass it on to the next person. So, but anyway, speaking of Chris Clark, he is in the waiting room. I see. I'm gonna bring on our fellow smoker here. Well, you're not a smoker, but he is because I can see he's got a cigarette in his mouth. Here we go.
Hey, Ron, looking good, man. Far less gray than you did just before Paige.
Well, that you mean my skin color of gray?
No, I meant your hair, actually.
No, I didn't have any gray hair at Paige. Just
sure,
my beard.
Okay. No, of course you didn't. What am I
just my beard, which I shaved recently, so it's not.
Yeah, it's a never. I just shaved too, and I mine is fully
Ron,
gray.
you're supposed to help me because actually, if you look at the 3 pictures, right, Angelo's the one we could pick on for the gray hair, but you have to get me there. So you have to give me some fuel for the fire.
Well, we don't dye our hair either, Chris. So
it's dead already. Why would you dye it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, Chris. Welcome.
Thank you. Your concoction looks really cool, by the way. I don't know if I've said that to you personally yet, but it did. There's a number of what I like to call local and or neighborhood cons, and I don't think this one's ever going to be a neighborhood con. It's already bigger than that. I know you didn't intend it to be, but it is.
Which one? You're talking concoction.
Concoction, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
more sleepless nights.
Chris, I don't know if you heard, but that they got almost 500 preregs already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already NTRPG con sized. Yeah.
Well, it'll be capped when it gets to the appropriate size because there's nowhere to expand to, and I'm not looking to. There's no convention center within the region that can really handle it, without me ripping my eyes out. So
there are answers that we use in the Midwest that I would like to share to you. Now I don't know if you can take advantage of them. But we have these things called RVs, and you just park a bunch of them in the parking lot, start hosting games in them. I mean,
yeah,
homeless con.
Ron got a convention center that basically said, "Hey, we want you here." So yeah.
I was accosted.
That's the better
word. Didn't hold out until after they bought you a couple expensive dinners, I hope.
No, I didn't make them do that. I'm a Chris. I'm a straight shooter. I
didn't raise him right, Angelo. I just didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
To the comments real quick. See Mark the Shark joined. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for jumping on. Matt Sherman. I think I called you out, but I see you here. Brass Monkey is here. Good to see you. I can't remember. Yeah, actually, I did call you. I get lost on these comments. Drag is here. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for jumping on. Drag says my hair is DOA. No need to dye it. Okay.
And by the way, Drag, I've never heard that particular nickname appended to my name before. Really, it's brand new. It's all you, buddy. It's all you.
Yeah, that's the new one. Chris, Chris. So as far as so we got a couple weeks that out. What I mean, I think it's a great time. I've never been to well, I've been to Philly in October, so Philly in June. What's well, that area anyways in June, because you're how far are you from where Paige is at? I mean, you're not super far from there, right? You're a couple hours.
No, it's 45 minutes to that convention center, and another 10 minutes to my house. Yeah, so not too bad.
It's like me doing EggCon.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you coming back to EggCon, Ron?
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna auctioneer the auction.
That's right. That's what Heidi said. You're doing the auction.
Yeah. And I'm gonna run some games. I'll do everything I did last year.
Are you flying in or driving in?
I'm driving with Chet.
So I get to load you up with auction stuff for this year's page while you're there at EggCon.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah. I'm driving in with Chet, and I'm gonna help him man his booth while he's there, and we're gonna do some live streaming on the way out. We're gonna call it 2 Nerds 1,300 Miles. That's what it's gonna be called.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah.
Is that how far it is from your house to EggCon?
Give or take.
Because you got to go around, and okay.
And we're woke enough here that we don't man the booth; we person the booth. Yeah.
Okay.
Troy Allman.
I'm very enlightened.
My main man, Troy Allman from Cannonball Publishing asks, are Chris or DM Angelo going to be a concoction? Well, Chris has another convention in Texas the weekend after, and he drives around a bus. So that's not a great fit for him. For him to come to us, maybe if there's more distance in the future between us,
or if I'm not working
in North Texas,
a Kickstarter at the time,
yeah. If there's more time, then we'll twist his arm, and it's up to Angelo if he wants to come out. I mean, his badge is on us if he does. So,
whoa, dude,
wow,
that's like your second invite, like that,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll look at my calendar to see if I can make it out there. Maybe I'll do that.
And that's just watching me smoke. You're sneezing. It's terrible.
Jeez.
Well,
I should quit. I know.
You should quit. You'll live longer.
I don't know.
Do you really want me to live longer, though? I mean, that's kind of a bad trade-off. The place will smell nicer. Okay, that's a good trade-off. Yes, and it will. It will.
I don't know. I think that's keeping you alive, Chris.
Yeah. He died 3 years ago. We just couldn't tell. Oh my God.
Yeah. So about the tell a little bit about your collection right now, because I mean you're a big collector, Ron. So
yeah, right now I'm focusing on I'm really having a great time with the new Conan RPG. Like I said, it's an outstanding game. My game group is really into it. In fact, after every game, people are writing journals and posting them, and it makes for great entertainment. And it's definitely has everybody hyper focused off their phones, and enjoying the game. So I there's not that much stuff out for it right now, and even what has come out has been scarce and in short supply from Monolith over there in France. But there were a couple of previous incarnations of Conan RPGs, 3 specific ones. Of course, there's the TSR Conan RPG, which I have all that. I have all that stuff. And, of course, they did AD&D versions of those Conan as well, and I have all that. That's fine. But then Mongoose had out a couple of editions of the Conan RPG going back to early 2000s. And then Modifius picked it up and put out quite a bit for it. So I've been kind of grabbing up all the Mongoose and Modiphius stuff.
Oh, okay.
A very comprehensive collection of Conan RPG stuff. I will say that the rules under the current rules under Monolith are quite different from other RPGs I played. There's no levels, there's no any of that. Like
there's no progression.
The progression is you spend experience points on skills and things like that.
Okay.
And they're tiered skills, and there's no classes. You have backgrounds, and based on your background, you may have access to certain things. Such as magic and things like that. So, it really lends to flexibility of character creation. But it also, everybody's kind of even. Like there's no...
It minimizes uniqueness for characters.
Well, the characters are unique because everybody, every fighter can pick different skills, or you can pick a background where, hey, I want to fight, but I want to come from a background where I can also use magic. And, it's hard to explain it, but it's really balanced is what I would say. And I'm having a great time with it. We're all enjoying it. And
have you ever played the Hyperborea system by Talanian?
Oh yeah.
And let me get to that.
Okay.
So that's also on the collect list right now. And we have played that and we love it. And Jeff did a great job. The character classes in his system are great because they're different and they're varied and there's many, many options. And we love that about it. So I actually reached out to Jeff over the weekend and said, here's my have list. This is what I have. Tell me what I don't have.
And then supply me with it.
Tell me what you can supply me with that you don't have. And then mark off the stuff that I have to get on the secondary market because it's out of print. And he's working on that for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really like what I want to get back to the Conan game you're talking about, but I really like what he did in Hyperborea. Because basically what he did was he got the multi-class, he did a class. So this was my interpretation of it, where he mixed all the different variations of the classes together. And, you'll have a fighter thief, and then that's a class, you know what I mean? And I really like what he did there, I really like the knight class. I think it's called the Cataract. Is that the one he has, Ron?
I don't know off the top of my head. I haven't played it enough to really.
I played up to second edition. And I didn't get into third, but in second edition, you kind of really kind of did the multi-class where an illusionist fighter would be a class. You know what I mean? Of its own. Yeah. So. To the comments here, I do want to say, give a shout out. Troy, I did put your comment up, but thanks for joining, Troy. There's a ZXM162. He said, he or she said, bless you, Chris, when you sneezed. Agile Monk is here. Thank you so much for jumping on. He says, as always, Angela, I'm watching quietly in the background to support you, my friend. Yes, you are my friend, and thank you so much for being here. Okay, I do see that. So he sent me a message.
Look, there's Michael Rooney. Hey, Michael.
Yes, Michael Rooney. Yes, thanks for jumping on. He says, Jeff D. Thanks for jumping on. Good to see you, man.
I also wanted to ask Ron, as a GM, how often do you penalize your players, characters, in experience points and or things of that nature? Pay attention, Angelo. He's about to answer.
As far as penalizing them, I don't take away experience points. I just don't give them. If they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing and there's experience points to go around, their cut comes out, but they don't get any, or they get half, and if they're getting out of line, they may stop collecting experience points until they get back in line with what their character's all about, specifically for priests, druids, paladins, things like that. Yeah. Like if they're not, if they're too far afield, they'll just stop gaining experience and stop gaining use of powers. I've had priests, if you want to talk about, say, second edition D&D, AD&D, I've had high level priests lose access to their major spheres. For anything above certain levels, above third level. They couldn't cast anything above third level because, the god wasn't answering them at that point, because they had done something diametrically opposed to the god's will.
Yeah. Chris is asking you because in our game, I stripped a paladin he did a chaotic act, and he ended up getting stripped of, and it caused a big.
You don't think I was asking about my overuse of the prayer bead thing? I used it like 3 times in 6 months, which I know is way too often. But
well, that's it. So yeah, Ron, his character
I'm giving him a hard time.
Yeah, his character found a necklace of prayer beads. Do you remember that magic item?
Sure, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and so how you get that item, when you get it, you find out how many beads are on it, right? And then for those of you guys that don't know, I'm sure we're all familiar, but I like talking. So, so he rolled, like say 5 beads or something like that. One was a cure, one was an atonement, one was blah, blah. And the other one, he actually rolled the one where you can call your god at a 90% accuracy.
Yeah.
which that's a game breaker almost. Not really, but we've had a lot
kind
of
a game breaker. It is.
It kind of is. And so his god is.
When you gave me the damn item, I was like, dude, that's an artifact. No, it's not.
But anyway, so DM Hickey, thanks for joining. Good to see you. I see it. Cody, guy, how do you say your last name? Knar? Good to see you, man. Thanks for jumping on the show. Yeah, but anyways, we've been having a lot of fun with it. But I think I felt like he started using it just a little bit, pulling it out of his back pocket every 5 minutes. So Cuthbert got pissed at him and took 10,000 XP from him. So
I did not use it every 5 minutes. I used it whenever somebody in the party would die because I'm not high enough level to have res.
Yeah, I know.
And save my fellow players.
So yeah, so that's a good question for Ron. So how would you handle a paladin getting his power stripped from him? How would you handle that?
I'll tell you how I have handled it in the past.
Yeah, I love to hear it. Yeah,
we had a paladin who left his warhorse while he was on a adventure. He left his warhorse behind, and the party invariably became lost within an underground complex. When they finally figured out their way back out, the horse was not where he had left it.
Yeah.
So they ended up going to the nearest large town, and he finds the horse in a stable there, and the horse is creating all this ruckus wanting to get out.
Oh God, I can see where this is going.
And so the paladin goes in and says, "That's my horse." And he's like, oh, I can see it's your horse, sir. I see how it wants to be with you. It recognizes you.
Yeah.
Not denying him at all, but he says, but there is the matter that I have stabled and fed the horse for,
6 weeks.
more than 30
You
days
owe me, buddy. Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
The paladin became frustrated over this and slapped the merchant, the state, and took the horse and said, "No, it's my horse. I won't," and just left. Now, there were some other circumstances that had happened to the paladin prior to this, so he was already frustrated.
Oh yeah.
So he lost all. I was like, "Yeah, you lost all your paladin abilities," and that went on for 6 months of real time playing weekly. He wasn't a paladin.
Yeah.
And then finally, he was on the road with his party. He's just a downtrodden paladin with no powers, and they come across a pretty massacred. Or no. Now I remember. He hears that the old ancient priest at his temple is going to pass, so he goes there.
Yeah.
And as he walks in, the priest looks at him, or the priest is like out cold, like not quite dead yet, but he's not really talking or recognizing anybody.
Yeah.
Alisander walks over. He kneels down in front, beside the man's bed, and the ancient priest suddenly, eyes pop open. He grabs the fallen paladin and starts to shake him. And he says, Lyleberg. And he starts shaking him and then drops dead. So the paladin takes it as a sign. Of course it is a sign. And finds out what or where Lyleberg is. And it leads to a pretty epic adventure overthrowing a corrupt baron there who was abusing his power in Lyleberg County. And he was able to redeem himself. But I think it was a year of real time that he wasn't a paladin. I'll give him credit. He played it well. I mean, he was really...
That's awesome.
He tried everything he could to still be pious and still do everything, but he was just, every night he would pray and every night he wouldn't get an answer. And I would say, well, what are you saying when you're praying? Yeah. And I'd make him go through it and tell me what he was praying for. It was a good time. And geez, that's going back 25 years. No, that's going back more than 25. That's going 34 years. Yeah. That's very early 90s when that.
I don't even remember what I did 34 years ago. So yeah.
Wow.
I know who you went to your high school prom with, though.
Yeah. No, I did not go with Wendy. I did.
Wendy. You just said Wendy.
I did not go to my high school.
Say prom. Wendy. You went with Wendy.
We had this conversation.
She was younger than you.
I think it was a dream Wendy had. Really, it's No, I show up in a lot of girls' dreams. I don't know why. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I feel like the whole dynamic of Paladin is just that trying to stick to doing the right thing for them. It's
well, you didn't tell them the situation that got this Paladin defracked.
And
yeah, I thought it was just, if I can say it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jeff Johnson is on here, who actually was the recipient, the person that it was against. Yeah, go ahead and tell the story. I mean, I can start it out.
So we're in the slavehold, and we enter a room, and there's goblins to fight, and there's a guy being tortured with a bunch of goblins around him, and
you thought he was being tortured. But go ahead.
Well, okay, the screaming, a lot of blood. It looked a lot like torture.
Yeah.
Is this man being tortured? Or did he pay for this? I didn't want to ask that question at the time.
Yeah.
So
you guys were, yeah.
The mage walks in and goes, well, the heck with this, and blasts a fireball off that just fries up the whole room and comes within like 10 feet of the party because it's just that large a conflagration. And the paladin gets incensed. And he's like, you just murdered that poor torture victim, jumps across the room and smacks the mage, doesn't challenge him, doesn't accuse him, just jumps across the room and smacks him one. And practically kills him. In fact, I believe the blow was parried by one of the other characters, or it would have killed him.
Yeah.
It's like, I looked at him, I was like, you're a paladin of Cuthbert. You issue a challenge, don't you? You accuse somebody and then say, prove yourself worthy of remaining in this party, and you challenge them. You don't just attack without warning. That's a very thief-like thing to do. And this and this and this, and evidently Cuthbert agreed with the rest of the party and not him, because
he should have probably not have went to go assassinate him, because I saw it as the DM. I saw that as almost an assassination attempt. question for you. Yeah. So it was definitely a chaotic act. And even though the target was not a follower of Cuthbert, I mean, it's still, he was a part of the party.
There's laws out there, you can't just ignore them.
But there's also a reason that you guys are all together, and it's a quest that needs to be taken.
And it's not just for the loot. That's right.
And this magic user is a vital part of that. And I think Cuthbert would appreciate that, that kind of stuff. But my question for you, Ron, is because I've been asking a lot of my guests this, because so when a paladin gets stripped, what do you do with that character as far as level progression, XP, hit die? This particular paladin was out of the Dragon magazine plethora of paladins. And I think you probably know that article back from the 80s where it gave all the different, he was a lawful neutral paladin. Okay. So this one in particular has a 12 hit die, different type of abilities than a normal paladin would. XP track is a lot higher than a standard paladin. So the conversion from that to a fighter, how would you deal with that mechanically? I would love to hear that.
Well, here's a few things. Here's a few things that again, I'm going back 35 years.
Sure.
Probably 1991, I think.
You would have been 5, right?
A while ago.
Yeah. They stayed on the Paladin experience point table because it's one of the worst experience point tables that's out there already.
Yeah.
They went back to 1 experience point above the current level that they were at as a Paladin, but they were converted to a fighter for all intents and purposes. He could not do things that regular fighters could do. Like he could never specialize.
Sure.
He couldn't do any of those things. He was basically all the bad parts of the Paladin without any of the good parts of the fighter.
Wow.
And he was progressing at half experience on the Paladin table.
That's pretty grim.
Interesting.
So kudos to the player.
Interesting.
For sticking it out. Yeah.
Because the way I had kicked out around a couple ideas, because realistically, if I did a straight conversion over to the fighter table, he would have jumped 2 levels or something like that. So
yeah, you can't do that. You got to keep him on the same table, or otherwise it's not a penalty if he suddenly rolls two 10-sided dice and adds them to his hit points. Right?
Yeah. And so so that's a really interesting way to do it, Chris. Is just drop him down to the beginning of that level and keep him progressing as a fighter on that XP table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I looked everywhere to see if like Gary, talked about it on Sage Advice or anybody in the old schoolers talked about it. And there was no like way to do that. And I think it just makes sense to, you're technically a paladin, but you just don't have the holy powers that you had. You know what I mean? You can't heal. You can't cast spells. You can't turn undead.
Gary didn't like paladins either. I'm trying to think. I want to say maybe Michael Mornard was the one always so that the paladin remained in the rules and whatnot.
Oh,
what the heck? You can't do a Templar era game and not have paladin warriors in there, But Gary did not like paladin. Well, he loved thieves were his favorite. So,
yeah, we'll definitely have to. I'll have to ask Mornard at Acon.
I think that's who he mentioned was really pushing for. No, you can't take the Templars out of a Templar era, setting. Yeah. Well, it's fantasy. It's not Templars, right? Okay, and there's nothing to do with Tolkien here either, Gary. We get it, But
it's a fantasy game, so all that.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to you were talking about the new game. What is it called exactly? The new Conan game. What's it exactly called? I know that you mentioned
it's Conan. It's Conan the Hyborian Age RPG from Monolith.
Okay.
Matt John's the lead creator on it, and he's a Conan scholar, I guess. He writes.
I don't have that on the chat here, Angelo.
Yeah, it's scarce. I mean, like even Monolith doesn't have any additional copies. They put out a restock after the Kickstarter, and people snatched them up, and now they're gone again. So I've been grabbing them on the secondary market, mostly from people who did the Kickstarter and just for whatever reason decided they didn't want to get into it and I've been distributing them to the people in my group.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, it's well done, and I can't say enough nice things about the creator, Matt John. He's a really good guy. He's a knucklehead, which is a little, normally that's hit or miss, but with this guy, he's a solid guy, and he'll be with us at Paige and at Concoction. But at Concoction, or at Paige, I'm sorry, it's going to be very exciting because we've got Jim Zub, who's the current lead creator for the Conan comic series. He's going to be there, and he's also a huge gamer. He's married to a Wizards of the Coast writer, as a matter of fact. And we're going to have Jeffrey Shanks there, who's a Robert E. Howard scholar, and he's consulted on last couple of versions of the Conan RPG. And we're also going to have Sean Curley, who heads up Heroic Signatures / Titan Games. Titan Comics' official Conan the Barbarian YouTube channel. So Paige is going to have like a little mini convention in the middle of it. We're using the working name Conanza, and but we're going to have a lot of cool stuff related to Conan going on at Paige, and it just coincidentally we were already showing Conan the Barbarian on
that's right,
the movie screen starting Wednesday night across the street at the movie theater. We're having 2 showings of it for our gold badge holders and our supporting patrons, special guests, like Chris.
Are you going to do the theme song? Dun, 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 Conanza.
No. Okay. We're going to stick to the Basil Patadoris Conan song.
Yeah. You one thing I when you were talking about, I really like this too, because the buying skill from experience points. I think that is I've heard people say that Gary wanted to put that in second edition, put that in the game. If he was there for second edition, it probably would have made it in there. Adventures Dark and Deep has got that system in it, Joe Block's system. But I've always kind of thought that was if you have a skill-based system, what's the drawback? How do you achieve that? There's and it's experience points. You have to purchase them. So that's a pretty cool feature. That's your progression, Chris.
That's the exact system that Lance works on. So yes.
Yeah. It's interesting, and it's also interesting how some of the skills can stack. Some are standalone.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that there's no focus on, like, when you find treasure in the game, it's how long it's the treasure. The amount of treasure you find is based on how long you and your friends can live like kings and queens.
Oh, whether it's okay.
So like you don't get 500 gold pieces, you get whatever that is, and it's assumed you're out making a mockery of yourselves in between, and you only get like 5 equipment slots to carry things because it's assumed you're traveling light, and it's interesting. The focus is on the storyline and the interactions between the players, and I'll tell you, we our journal section's really great. Like, everybody writes a journal after each game, and from their characters' perspective. We have some sort of spellcaster my character despises because magic, blood magic, evil, blah blah blah. But
James Earl Jones, yeah.
My character has been posting all these prequels. Like, why is she the way she is now? But they're not from her perspective. They're a third part. It's like third party written in third person, I should say. So, and then that evil spellcaster, he dreams a certain way. So sometimes he delves into what his dreams are about. And there's just a lot of the characters end up being multi-dimensional only because we're all into it so much. But the system allows for that because you're not doing a crap ton of bookkeeping.
Right.
It's focused on let's get the adventure over. Let's get the adventure happening. Let's, did we get everything done we need to get done? So it's been great. And I can't say enough nice things about Matt John. I literally, if I reach out to him and have a question about the game, within minutes he's got an answer. He's got an answer for me. He's just very accessible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we got a question here, and I think it was kind of back to when we were talking about the Paladin and stuff. And this is from dhickey5919. And he asked, and this is an interesting question: do you guys offer a common sense check if a player does something fairly foolish?
You don't. You just penalize the heck out of us.
I'll start the answer on this. So for me, I the type of DM I players kill themselves. You know what I mean? Like I don't go out to try to.
He's doing his Jim Ward impression now.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm players drive the story in my games. And generally, a misplaced fireball or something like that, or not taking precautions will kill players.
Or get them drained.
As far as it comes for something fairly foolish, and I think I mentioned it a couple times in our current campaign. I'm like, yeah, are you sure you want to do that? And that's usually a kind of deterrent for some people. But do I offer a mulligan? No. Or I don't know, common sense.
And it's a deterrent for smart people. So I, of course, always say, yeah, I want to do that.
I'll be honest. It depends on the player. For me, if it's an experienced player, they're going to suffer consequences. If it's a new player, they might get the. Are you sure? Are you sure you want it? Who's that?
That's Mars.
Huh? Oh, there! Look at that. She just popped up on the screen.
And then now I'm gonna get.
She was but if it's a newer player or
I agree.
A weaker player, I might put something out there to try to say, hey, are you sure? There was another question here in the chat a moment ago, basically asking me if that player stayed in the game that I penalized at that point.
Yes.
Yeah, the player stayed in the game.
Oh, yeah, I did see. Yeah, okay, that was a question for you.
He agreed. The player agreed that, you know what? I lost my temper, and it was as much him role playing the character as him losing, because he just felt like everything was going wrong, and he rolled with it, and it was great. It made for an epic year of campaigning, so it was good.
And not to divert the conversation. There's nothing wrong, Angelo, with you running gods as not being perfect. Yeah. They can have a hissy fit once in a while about something, or do something that maybe is a little uncalled for, because after all, they're ultra powerful beings. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I agree with you on that. Yeah, and and the lesser gods too in Greyhawk, or they're there. They're thinking about stuff that's actually happening on the Planess.
It's Xena Warrior Princess gods.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh no, not Hermes again. So Chris, like
Yes, sir.
I don't want it to all be about what Ron's doing.
Well, no, that's right.
Let's talk about this great project you've got going on that I was able to contribute to.
I don't actually have women tied to X-braced crosses and whatnot in my office. That's the new Ritual of the Golden Eyes cover behind me.
Yeah.
And just an incredible new artist from, well, right now he's in the Philippines. He's from Hawaii, GB Jim. And he's, oh my goodness, he's awesome.
He needs to finish my website. Go ahead.
but if you ever
where's my website?
If you ever have the chance to undertake rewriting an entire campaign from your notes from 30 years ago, notes from Gary, and about 42 contributors, make sure you're still quite young, because wow, there's a lot of work to get done for June. Let me tell you.
I heard that you got a certain person's
actually, yes, I got
contribution today.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
I did ask you in email, and then I asked you on a private Facebook chat if you gave me the reply. Here's what can happen in order. Are those meant to follow or just any order I want to put them in?
That can be in any order you want to put them in.
So I'm going to have to take some time and figure out what's worse than what else, so that they follow logically along the lines of, dude, I rolled a 20. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, since it happens every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like I've run.
You're going to chuckle when you find out what Ren put in. Believe me.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing
it's interesting. It's a recurring NPC in my world that is based off of a very, very, very old dragon tooth miniature that I have.
Okay.
Sometimes I paint a miniature, I look at the miniature, I paint it up, and then I immediately think,
how does this fit into my game?
How that visual helps me. And
I can totally see it.
It's got to be different, right? And that's a different spin on
that character.
It's a different spin on a pretty common monster when you think about it.
Mid-range monster, yeah.
It's a totally different spin on it, and
it's an ogre, Angelo. And unfortunately, I know Ron originally decided that he should be in one of the wooded areas that are closest to the main city on the map. But I thought, there's going to be a first level party that runs into this, and that's going to be the end of their campaign for them. So I'm thinking instead of putting him run. Oh, I'm thinking of putting his person, and that's as much as I'm telling him. Putting that person in the alien adventure on an alien planet, because those people are going to be 5th to 7th, 9th level. Yeah, they can deal with it, and it's still going to be deadly.
Yeah, I like that, Ron. I like that you pulled it out of something that you.
Well, and the best attack always comes from an unexpected direction. So, bravo, good sir, bravo.
Yeah, and you know what? I've used that character with low-level people, and because it's so erratic, I guess would be the word, there's plenty of chances to run away.
Oh, sure.
So the DM has to play that the right way. I mean, sure, could it wipe out an entire party?
I was only worried about the first level guys, the starters. Once they've had a session or two under their belts, they're capable of that encounter. But
running is an option.
Well, the number of solutions to the problems that this challenge will present is near infinite. It's wonderful that way.
Yeah.
But when you got folks just learning how to play and playing first level characters, and so I roll this 20 when I swing my sword, no, they're dead. They're gonna die. There's no way they survive that encounter.
Well, it's funny, Ron, because one of the things that I'm submitting, the first thing, and Chris has already seen it, and I just got to go back and make some edits. That's something from one of my campaigns too. So, I mean, that's
Well, and when it goes into
I'm not as creative as Chris, where I can just pull something out.
When it goes into the book, I'm putting your name right next to the subheading, in parentheses, written by, so that years and years from now. She's adorable.
Oh wow!
years and years from now, there won't be any discussions about you can't use that in your adventures, Ron, because it's not yours. Except, of course it is. Otherwise, why is your name next to it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You
painted this?
Actually, no. My friend Stephen Reeder painted it. Who I think some of you folks know. He's a miniature painter, and he really he had learned that I had finally sourced one. I actually sourced it from Bill Dufton, who I think many
that's not a dragon tooth, is it?
That's dragon tooth, yes.
Oh, okay. Who am I thinking of then that used to do this stuff way back, like started at the time Grenadier started? Way back when. They went out of business like 1981, maybe?
Archive?
But I thought it was dragon tooth, but they had like the big gold dragon with the wings that never wanted to stay on. And
oh, you're talking about Heritage. You're talking about Heritage.
No, Heritage came later too, believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean,
let me see if I've got that dragon here. Well, talk amongst yourselves for a moment. I'll be right back.
He's gonna find that dragon. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's So are you a big painter? You were talking about.
I do paint, but I don't have as much time as I used to.
Yeah.
So, Steven paints some stuff up for me.
Yeah.
And I occasionally ship some stuff out to some other painters.
Got it.
Every year around Christmas, I'll go through and I'll blow out anywhere from 40 to 100 miniatures, depending on what I'm working on.
Got it.
I do a lot of assembly line type painting.
Sure.
Typically, I try to get a lot of monsters. I'm a little extreme with some of the things I do. Like, for example, I have almost 400 painted.
This guy.
Here, I'm gonna make this bigger so we can see it. Move it over.
Could you turn it, Chris?
And they were only for sale until about 1980.
I think it's minifigs. I think that's minifigs.
It might be.
I think that's a minifig. Based on I might be wrong, but the wings look an awful lot like minifigs because they reused a lot of the wings for the same creatures.
The company that originally did that, they never packaged them properly. They were just thrown in a bag with a topper on it, a plastic bag.
Yeah.
They did those. They did a set of orcs. They did the old Etten. Remember the old two-headed Etten with the big wooden club?
You just named every Etten miniature ever made by anyone. So
Frost Giant they had. I'm trying to think. I can't. I thought it was.
Brass says, "Show it again, please." Put it. Move over to your side. There. You got your background freaking out.
There you go.
Flip it to the side. Yeah. Let me see there. I don't recognize that either.
And I don't know. Here's. It's a big mini. I mean, here's. Whoop, I keep getting it reversed.
Use your hand. Yeah.
Here's a standard size guy.
Yeah.
So,
Put it in front of your face. Go to the side, move over to the side, and because you're no, in front of you. So because your background is washing it out.
That's some serious earwax there.
Turn it to the side now.
Well, and I think this one it's supposed to have a lower jaw that's missing. Because all of my dragons, the kids busted up when they were little.
Yeah. The dragon. Did you paint it, Chris? Somebody says, did you paint it?
Yes.
Jeffrey asked.
Yeah. They did sell one version that came gold plated, believe it or not.
Well,
at the time it was expensive because they were like $57. Although frankly, these days the gold is worth more than $57.
I don't think Brass Monkey, I don't think you've ever seen some of the old heritage dragons, the old Smog the Mighty and the Great Dragon. I've got a couple that are ridiculously big and ridiculously heavy. I mean,
yes.
they were out of line. I was lucky enough to grab the last one because they basically reused a lot of the same parts, but maybe changed the wings or changed the jaw or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they called it something else. I was able to get the last one off of somebody up in North Jersey. It was a store owner who closed the store after 40 years.
I actually have a box of heritage dragon parts, and probably can make a few good ones out of it. But because I got in when they went out of business, they did a lead weight sale. They invited people over and said, "We'll just charge you the weight of the lead, which and you'll save us a trip to the scrapyard."
Yeah.
So there's thousands of them down there.
Have you ever, Ron? Have you ever messed with they're out of the UK, the Otherworld minis? Have you seen those?
Richard and I are good friends.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate he retired, so the line is scattered, but I have the entire line. In fact, I have quite a bit of it painted that I painted. I also, Richard was kind enough to gift me some of the catalog painted stuff that he had.
Yeah.
So and actually, Otherworld sponsored Page 1 and 2.
Oh, did they really?
Sponsors, wow. Yeah. No, Richard's a great guy, and Richard and I met through the barter group, which we were discussing earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He was looking for Grenadier alternate poses that some of them are impossible to find, and he had a list, and I had a list of UK based things that are that are a little easier to get over there. So he and I have done a lot of trading over the years, and I think I got him all the Grenadier stuff he was looking for. He was looking for a certain monk. Everybody remembers the girl with kind of the floppy hat who's carrying the staff. Yeah, they actually have another pose of her.
The one with the overhead?
No, it's down in front of her.
Okay.
So, the other one, it's kind of on an angle, and she's supposed to be a thief with the staff. So I was able to find that for him. The original spider that they put out as part of the Gold Series stuff, when they originally put it out, it only had 6 legs. It was like a mess up.
Yeah.
But there are 6-legged ones out there in the wild still. He was looking for a 6-legged one, and I was able to, I had a couple in my collection. I was able to send him one. So, that's part of the beauty about that barter group. There's nothing more fun than, for example, that model I just showed you. It's rare. It's hard to get. And when you do find it, she doesn't have the ladle. She doesn't have the cook pot or whatever. So being able to help somebody get something like that they're desperately seeking on their want list, and being able to connect with them and say, hey, I have this. Many times it's not even the dollars don't come into it. It's oh, you have this thing I want, and it's worth $75 when it comes up on eBay. And I have what you want, which is worth $200 on eBay. I don't care. Just take it and give me what I want. Everybody's happy. The thrill of the, people posting the videos of unboxings of things they've been looking for years. Yeah. People coming back to the hobby who are, have that list, and that the joy you see out of them when you're able to help them.
Because they haven't seen it since they were 12. Yeah.
That's right. And it's really a great thing. And, and things that are common to, say, me are like gold to somebody else. And I'm happy to be able to help them, and educate them and say to them, hey, listen, you think you have a set of original Holmes dice? Well, these aren't Holmes dice. These are Creative Publications dice, right? So, with the pink 6-sider instead of the traditional orange one. Well, what's the difference? $1,800.
Yeah.
You know, like letting them know, like, hey, you're trying to sell that set of Holmes dice, and you're trying to sell it for $125, but you don't have a set of Holmes dice. This is what you have. And it would be easier just to say, yeah, hit the buy it now button and grab it. And, but being able to educate people to what they have is key. And it's just part of being a good, a good steward of the hobby as well.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
So like Stuart.
Yeah.
Of the hobby. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the reason why I asked you about Otherworld, because I was actually looking for some orcs, because I love all the models. I just was painting some of the bugbears just recently. I mean, I just finished 4 of them. They're there.
Beautiful. They're beautiful,
and they're really great. They're really great,
and they fit in really well with the Grenadier big head bugbears. Either version of those.
Yeah.
Whether it's Fantasy Warriors or the old Gold Line bugbears.
Are you looking for the orcs with the big wooden shield, Angelo? The old Grenadier with the great big wooden shield and a spear, I think.
The ones I showed you earlier.
Because I think there's some of the spear and some of the upright spear.
What are you looking for in Otherworld?
Yeah, so I was looking for. So I actually went on their site and I'm like, oh my god, they're not there anymore. So because I've ordered stuff from them before, the trolls and the bugbears, and so I was looking for the orcs. Because the pig face orcs are.
We'll talk offline. I have them.
Okay, got it.
I have so many painted, but I have I think a couple full sets of the line unpainted.
Oh wow!
So,
yeah, okay,
yeah. I can help you out with that. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, I loved all the different skull, because I just started getting back into painting, and I'm using the Army Painter 2 speed paints. Having a great time, and I'm actually getting pretty impressed that I've got back on the bike and not doing too bad, but yeah, I think that all their sculpts were really, and the trolls were awesome too.
Well, Richard did a great job of making sure that the monsters really matched the old items, and he put things in the line that you couldn't get elsewhere.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit what I like that about what Center Stage Miniatures did as well. They came out with things like carbuncles and disenchanters and things that were outside the norm, right? Like you can go get a Manicore. There's 50 Manicores that were out there on the market, if not more.
Yeah.
But you can't get too many disenchanters, right?
No.
So
how do you keep the tentacle from getting bent in the packaging? I'm sure as well.
Yeah. So things like that. Like what else did they have? They had a Caterwall
or Catablepus.
They didn't have a Catablepus. The Reaper came out with kind of a cheesy one.
Yeah.
I think the old Ralpartha 2nd edition AD&D official series. When
Sam was running the group, yes.
Yeah, he that is the best looking one in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, of course I don't have one of those.
Well, do you need an unpainted one of those?
No, right. I don't have one. I'm not a big collector, but I like running the events all 3D. So what I do, of course, is I need to find stuff that fits what I decided to put into the adventure. And I'm not smart enough to look at what I have in stock first and then put those in the adventure. No, I'll just put whatever I think fits and then have to go and find one.
That's me. That's me. I gotta get. I'm going to be running an adventure, and there's going to be saber-toothed tigers. I need saber-toothed tigers.
Yeah.
I need saber-toothed tigers. And I go through. I got a couple here, but they're one's like Ralpartha, it's small, and so I'm like, I got to go get some. And then as I'm sorting through. I took many of my painted miniatures off their shelves because the shelves are bursting, and I have plastic bins with drawers that they sit in.
Right.
Went into one because my friends were over helping me sort. I went into one, and what do I find? I find a bunch of painted saber-toothed tigers after I painted. So, and that I specifically brought in, but one of them was a Grenadier, an old Grenadier piece.
Nice.
You know, if you want to talk miniatures with anybody, you know, when you come to Paige or if you come to Concoction, Angelo, Bob Watt's a great guy to talk to about miniatures.
Oh,
He's super knowledgeable. So,
man, I have so much old lead too, man. It's crazy. I just wanted to show you guys this. So talking about Manicore. So I'll make the screen bigger so you guys can see this. Let me know if it comes in. I'm over here. Look at this guy. I don't know if you.
Yeah. Turn him to the side, please. Oh, okay. Yeah. He looks good.
Well, I did not paint this. I will not take credit for painting this. So this was painted by a buddy of mine. Rest in peace, Eric Coe, and he sent this to me. But yeah, I don't know what sculpt this is from. I don't know if you guys know who the manufacturer.
I didn't actually like the Grenadier one, so it's not Grenadier.
Yeah, I think it came out. I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah, the ones I have, of course, are Grenadier, but.
Yeah. And then, anyway, so and getting back into God, because like all of us, we've got piles of unpainted lead, and Chris always gets on me. Well, you didn't paint that one. Well, shoot, yeah. So, anyways, so.
But if you come out for an early visit, you're going to want to spend a couple hours going through my unpainted. Bought all these at leadweight from Grenadier or Heritage because I got invited to 3 leadweight.
I'll be right over. Right over.
Honestly, 3 leadweight sales for Heritage, Grenadier, and Rel Partha.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. And it's been fun getting back into for sure. So
I'll never paint all the miniatures I have. I've resigned myself to that. It's just, I'm not going to live that long.
Mr. Rourke says, by the way, good to see you, Fred. Says, so Chris, we would call that 5 hex dragon for fantasy trip, not large enough for 7 hex dragon. Okay. Let me see.
Mike Saxton, no, they take me for granted.
Yeah.
I actually, we were playing, I don't know, about a month ago. And the same adventure where I had the saber-toothed tigers, they ran into a T-Rex.
Oh.
And I pulled out a Ral Partha T-Rex I had, and there were complaints that the T-Rex was too small. The miniature.
Okay.
At which point I proceeded to kill one of them with the T-Rex, the little T-Rex.
How do you like him now? Yeah.
Well, that was my wife, and that was a calculate. That was an error in calculating doing that. But the T-Rex took out 2. What are you going to do? But mini T-Rex took out 2. I was like, he's like 15 feet tall. He looks okay compared to the characters. Oh, he's too small. Yeah. Well, Mike Saxton's talking about all the stuff I get. I'm getting ready to do like a desert type adventure. Chris, that's your 3rd cigarette tonight.
I smoke a lot.
You've been on the air, yeah. I'm just pointing it out to you. I'm just nagging. I'm using what Mike's doing for me for an upcoming desert adventure that I'm putting together, and I had him put together some brownstone stuff, and it looks awesome. Can't wait to.
Now, in this adventure,
get my grubby little hands on them.
In this adventure, do you try and blockade a number of ports next to the desert, or no? Okay, all right.
Yeah, probably if G.
Listen, that adventure's already over, Chris.
Ah, okay.
It's already over.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
The DM has declared victory.
Yeah, I was gonna say if G-Rod's on here, he's probably you and him are probably one of his 2 biggest customers, I think. Talking with Mike.
Me and Leo are keeping him
the
busy. Saxton family well fed for sure.
Yeah. I got a couple. He's got a nice line of Western stuff, and I got a couple Western buildings from him, and just kind of checked him out for scale and all that, and they're perfect. So I'm gonna be putting an order with him soon to get some. I like the quality. I love what he does. He does some really great stuff. So
his painted stuff is really sets him apart. You know,
yeah.
The fact that you can just plug and play his stuff is outstanding.
Yeah.
But let's talk about something important.
Yes.
Chris.
How
Ron. goes it on the grandchild front?
On Project Grandchild? Yeah.
Project Child.
There you go. So
I knew
this for a name for it. Now you have one. And no, still nothing. The boy turned 30 this year, Ron. Still nothing. The daughter's 34. Still nothing. I helped her fix her Lexus, for God's sake.
Listen. If I wasn't already married, I promise you, I'd try to bust up that situation for you.
Or just sneak in, pretend you're not that person that you are, and that you're someone else. And I still have a grandchild on the way. I'm still happy. Not that I only care about my own happiness, but yeah, okay, I only care about my own.
I see what you're asking me to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And still functional, right?
Well, that could be a definite offline talk.
Listen, I'm pushing 60. It's not that functional, but
I remember pushing 60. Okay.
Yeah, it'll somewhere your daughter is getting ready for bed, and she's laying down and her eyes are closed, and suddenly she's like,
"Yes, that's right." Somebody.
What was that? What is that whispering I hear?
Someone just stepped on my grave. There's a waterway in southern Ukraine, and I think it's appropriate. It's called the Crimea River. Okay, that's all.
Did you guys see the news today?
Oh, I don't watch the news.
Did you see Henry Winkler got arrested by the FBI?
For what?
They said he was in charge of some kind of major financial scheme, a massive fraud.
This is going to be good. Go ahead.
He was in charge of a Fonzie scheme.
Ba-dum-bum.
Man, you're too much, dude.
I just got to get the corny jokes out. So
the dad jokes, yeah.
It's
the dad jokes.
Is what you need grandkids to tell them again.
Yeah, exactly. I live along the coast of New Jersey.
Sorry, but okay.
And killer whales have been attacking boats with regularity, and they say it has something to do with the whales being angry about they're putting up windmills out in the ocean and all this stuff. So they called in this group from the Marine Mammal Stranding Center. They're all these biologists, and they have declared it acts of organized crime.
Ba-dum-bum. That was good, actually. I mean, some thought went into that one.
Organized crime, I say, DM Angelo.
Yes, I saw.
He's not sure what an orca is, so
So back to miniatures. Syllables. Here's one that you'll recognize this, obviously.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There he is.
That's what I'm figuring my grandkids will look like.
So close to the DMG. I mean, to the Monster Man.
It's good.
I love what he did. So.
Yeah, he did great work. You got to base that though. You need some.
Yeah, I got to. That's the last. Yeah. So, but I really like the sculpts of his stuff. They're awesome. They're great.
In case you weren't aware, this is Angelo trying to bring us back into the realm of gaming, I think.
Yeah. And do you recognize this, Ron?
Ooh.
Yes, I do. In fact, I have like 4 of him.
Yeah. There was piles of these at Historicon when I went there last time.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And we were
they're outstanding. They're really outstanding pieces, and I have an encounter set up. I've got 3 of them. They're all painted a little different, but I've got an encounter set up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is there a big log that's on fire on one end, or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys.
What? That's classic. Gotta appreciate the classics.
Well,
Yeah, I should get back to work.
let's wait. Blair Blur is back. She's pointing
And she's pointing at you, buddy.
And taking for granted his DM is part of the job, sadly. Okay, let me see what we got. I'm behind.
Oh, Brad's Monkey's telling one.
Okay. Rose. Okay. Somebody said something about Oprah. Okay. That was yeah. All right.
Good. That's a good one, Brad.
So we are at the hour and 40 minutes and 7-second mark. Is there? I do want to kind of jump in and talk a little bit about the DM and friends real quick. I gotta do some shameless plugging. I will say that I am shocked and impressed with all the comments and the reach that my last video on Saturday did, which was titled "Why Old School D&D Players Carry So Much Weird Stuff." And I cannot believe the reception that I've gotten from this. So I want to thank all you guys that are watching this and have commented. And it's inspired me to do a series that I'm going to start recording tomorrow about that weird stuff. So thank you guys for that. And I also want to thank all you guys that have become members and who are subscribing to this channel and are liking and commenting. And this journey's been a lot of fun. Get people on here like Ron, and unfortunately we have Chris on here every now and then, but love you, buddy. You know that.
I'm the abject example of why you shouldn't smoke. It's all right.
But I want to thank you guys all for everything you guys are doing regarding the channel and all that. I do want to ask everybody that is on, please hit the like button on this, and tell everybody you can. Tell your friends. Tell other DMs.
Tell your enemies.
We do some fun stuff on here, and please tune in to Ron's Friday nights. What are you guys calling that now? It's a Friday night. Friday Night Live. Friday Night Live. FNL. Yeah. So every Friday he does with his panel of kind of the con organizers on there, right?
They actually play a full-on game during that session as well, which is guess what's in Jen's glass. So yeah. That's a fun thing you guys talk about. But and matter of fact, I'm making a guest appearance on this Friday. Ron has asked me, so we're gonna go there and we're gonna make fun of Chris.
It's gonna be you and Wes Allen from DM Tales and EcclesiaCon. So Wes is a good guy and he'll be on there, and I'll be live on location at Rising Phoenix Game Con in Massachusetts.
Ooh. Yeah. They used to have one of those out here. I think it's probably the same people.
So that was going to be, so that's the same weekend that WizardCon is, which now I did hear that is not going to be anymore. So I just wanted to let you guys know, if you haven't heard, WizardCon is not going to be going on this weekend. But you'll be at Rising Phoenix Con. Okay.
I am devastated by the
news,
by the news of WizardCon. I mean, it just,
Do you need it? Do you need a towel, or do you think you can ladle it on thick enough?
Don is such a great guy and such a nice, friendly person. He's great for the hobby, and it's just terrible that happened to him, and that his convention was canceled.
We don't know the reason behind it, but obviously it was for some kind of reason. But those you guys stayed.
I'm hearing rumors it was bed bugs.
Oh, okay, that could be it. I would say instead of going there, go see Ron at Rising Phoenix Con. And no, it's not in Phoenix, Arizona.
Hold on. Move to October. WizardCon is just moved.
Yeah, I don't know if they have an actual date yet.
They said the 10th.
It's in October. Yeah,
they said they're moving it to the 10th. So it's the weekend before Game Hole.
Got it. Yeah, and I'm going to be at
I ain't missing Game Hole.
Yeah, and I'm going to be at a small con in Virginia during
You're
that
not going
week,
to go to
which
Game
is a
Hall?
week-long con called DonCon that we are starting up. So we'll talk more about that as we get there. Yeah, that's well, wouldn't be able to make October con.
Isn't Wizard Con? Couldn't you call that Don Con?
Bum.
No, this is actually named after Don Hawthorne, who's a friend of mine, and he used to be an editor for. He's a huge gamer. He lives out in your neck of the woods in Virginia. Well, I don't
Don't pick
know
on the
if
guy's
that
weight.
is you, but
there's nothing about Virginia that's my neck of the woods.
Well, I mean, comparatively to me, because I'm in Montana, everything over there is closer to you.
That's Chuck Cumbo's. That's Chuck Cumbo's neck of the woods.
Yeah.
See, and I'm in the Midwest. We refer to you guys as coasters. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be there. Yeah. Don he used to be he's a author, huge gamer. Used to be an editor for Avalon.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot of wargaming. So I go to Historicon with him and
make sure you get a game of diplomacy in if you're going to go that route.
Oh, I'm sure that's going to be there. It's a whole week long con. It's from Sunday to Saturday. So we're all going to be at his house.
But you're only going to play Boot Hill. Don't lie.
Well, I'm gonna. I don't know about Boot Hill because I have to bring my stuff. But I am going to run some D&D and probably do a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, there's all kinds of Starguard going on there. There's all kinds of old, wargaming. So,
yeah, Chuck is awesome. He's the best. Love Chuck.
Yeah.
I was able to auction off a used shoebox of Chuck's during the EggCon Gary Gygax Memorial Scholarship Fund auction for $20.
Was there anything in it?
No.
Well,
it was an empty shoebox, which I forced Chuck to sign for the winner.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that worked out really good. And to dereg, move to October. WizardCon is just moved. It's not only just moved, it's been postponed and then moved.
Yeah. Yep. So it'll be sometime in yeah.
Waiting with pins and needles to find out when it is.
Okay.
But I will be.
Well, we will find out, I'm sure, from people out there.
I'll be at Gamehole Con again, and also in October I'm at CahitaCon, whatever the name of the mountain is in Maine. Catadacon. I'm a guest there. Dave,
look at that.
Oh yeah,
No,
it's Katahdin. It's named after Mount Katahdin.
Chuck Cumbo is one of the sweetest people in the hobby. I will defend him always.
Nobody's saying he's not sweet. They're Agile. Love Chuck.
Chuck is awesome. Yep.
With a bunch of stuff after it too. Yeah.
What are you doing at Acon? What are you gonna? Are you running any? I don't remember if you said that earlier. Because
I'm running events. I'm running Harefoot Jousting when I'm there, which is halfling. It's a rules light miniature game.
Halflings on rabbits.
It's halflings on non-traditional mounts jousting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be running that. I'm going to be running some AD&D second edition. And I'm going to be running the auctioneering, the charity auction.
Oh, that's right. You're in the auction too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be, be hanging out with Chris and just like we did last year.
Yeah.
And I believe Brenda will be the booth bunny again rather than Mars. Now at Game Hole it'll be Mars, but in Lake Geneva it'll be Brenda. So they trade off the duty because nobody likes to be around me for that length of time. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, Leo, he is doing the auction there. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna be this will be my first ACON. I'm running a couple events. And
it's great fun.
Also,
It's great fun. It's great fun.
Yeah.
And Heidi and Eric really, really work hard to make sure everybody's having a good time. And
Yeah.
And they're like my age. So old, yeah.
Heidi looks great if she's your age. I don't know.
I think she's a year older than I am. She does look good.
Whoa.
She's much better preserved than I am, yes.
Whoa. Well, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to get Wendy jealous.
Well, and not only that, Eric will come out and beat you up too. So,
I love Heidi. She's awesome. Eric's good too.
Eric left his phone unattended at page 1.
Is that where those pizzas came from?
At one point, which led to me breaking into his phone and a picture of Heidi and I kissing left on his phone. Yes.
You are a dastardly man.
Yes. Terrible.
Poor Eric.
Yeah. Yeah, I will be doing some live streaming from there, and I don't know if I should say it because it'll be premiered in North Texas. We'll be having a camera crew.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun.
Somebody named
nope, don't say it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Probably do the same thing as Paige. Imagine coming up.
I would say, but just check.
We'll do some stuff, Ron, over there. It'll be fun.
All right. Awesome.
We'll do a late night Who's Your Daddy game.
There you go. I love it. Well, you guys, let's close this down. We're coming up on 2 hours. Right. Any parting words, Ron, you wanna say, and then we'll go to Chris, and then I'll close this out.
No, thank you for having me. You've always been a good friend, and
yeah,
I appreciate you and appreciate what you've done here. And I will say this: I joke around a lot. I have a lot of fun, doing what we do in this hobby. But I want to express gratitude to Chris. Chris has been very helpful with a lot of advice for me, and he's made a lot of connections that I didn't have within the industry, and he's really provided a lot of advice to make Paige better, and it's much appreciated.
Well, it's nothing you weren't already thinking of. Don't lay it on too thick, because the man's a genius. He truly is. It's all right. Although I haven't read through your adventure yet. Once I read through that, then I'll probably really think you're a genius.
I don't think so. I don't think so. There was some editing that was missed, which is why in our Kickstarter we went ahead and we revised quite a bit, because there were some items that needed to be rewritten. So
if you need the name of a really good editor, the only drawback to him is that he lives in Virginia, which I know is, you have nothing to do with Virginia. So, but that might change, because
you know what, we took volunteers to edit it, and it didn't work out. Unfortunately, stuff got missed, and I think we got it handled for the Kickstarter. I think we're looking good, but we've got other stuff that's coming down the pipeline soon too.
The things you and I are working on together will be seen by no less than 4 editors.
Yeah, well, that's good,
because everybody misses something.
Yep, especially when you write it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks for having me on.
Anytime, Ron. I appreciate it, and I think I've said it before. Thanks for inviting me to Paige. As a guest. I'm honored. So,
and I will be bringing Allgrand to Philadelphia for Page 4. So,
who?
I'm sorry, it's an entire abandoned dwarven city that takes up about 4x8 of table space.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
Yeah. It's very, very slick. So,
Chris, any parting words for all your millions of fans out there?
Yeah, well, no, because if I have millions of fans, they're very quiet, and they probably like it that way. But my dozens of fans, I'm still working. I'll get it done. I promise.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You guys. Thank you guys. Thank you, Ron, again, and Chris for being here. I just love talking about gaming. So I could probably show off miniatures and talk about miniatures for another 5 hours, but
I'm hovering.
we
over the
won't.
mute button.
But I do want to say thank you again to everybody. I say it over and over because I really am thankful for everybody. I love all you guys.
Yes.
And I love what we're doing. I love the community. I will say we got coming up. Let me see. Wednesday got tomorrow. My buddy's coming for 10 days to hang out. We're going to be doing some Boot Hill, and then he's part of the gaming group. So we'll be, we got Wednesday. Will be, we got our game on Wednesday night, and then Thursday. I'm working on the guest Thursday. I did have 2 gentlemen back out because of scheduling issues. So, and I don't want to name who they were because, stuff happens, and we're working on getting them back.
That was that mystery guest guy, right?
Yeah, Mr. Yeah. And I just found out, so we just were talking today, and he had to back. Well, both of them had to back out because of something else. So
was it Don Samora?
No, too soon. Yeah. Ron, you're a horribly funny individual. Yeah. No, I won't name names because they'll be on later on, but we'll figure that out.
And it wasn't any donkey either.
I am working on, because of the Boot Hill theme, I want to do a Boot Hill show on Thursday. So I am trying to, and I talked with him quite a bit. So I am trying to get Alan Hammack on here on Thursday. So hold your horses.
Wonderful human being.
I love him. He's been on many times. He's a great dude. I love him to death. His knowledge and his everything is just so awesome. I'm trying to get him for Thursday, and then Saturday. I won't be at the Firehouse Saturday, so I am going to do a live stream from here. So we're probably just going to do another hangout session where everything is happening. I will be on Ron's show on Friday for Friday Nights Live, FNL, and we're going to hang out there. Looking forward to that. But I also just talked with Ann Meyer. She's going to come on, and me and her are going to go at it one-on-one, diving deep into the early days of Greyhawk. We're going to talk about Meyer. Yeah, I love her, man, so much. We're going to be talking about the, and I think it's going to be the following Monday. We're going to talk about the early migration of the Floness. So I just did a video on the human cultures. So I thought that would be fitting to kind of talk about, the early days of the Floness in Greyhawk. So she's the perfect person because she actually loves that culture stuff of the old days and Greyhawk. So we got that. And obviously we did talk about Concoction. So I want to bring that up one last time for everybody. Go to this, and this will take you to Concoction's tabletop where you can get a badge. He is not full yet, but he's almost full. So let's do that for sure. Scan that. And then I also want to give a shout out to DM Greg on his closing 9 more days left. And he is
7 more days.
7 more days for DM Greg. Let's give him some support. Really, really awesome.
Huge for the level of the pledges too.
Yes. And I also want to bring this up because this is, Agile Monk is on here. I want to bring up his lore book that they're doing. You can go check that out. Please go check that out. Good stuff. Also for Mark Taormino, we got the Fast Eddie, and this will bring you to his latest Kickstarter. So go check that out, guys. And I cannot not bring this up.
Well, I know that guy.
Wolfmoon Kickstarter. Yeah. So go to that. You will get you can go and you can sign up to be notified when it goes live. I think the new date is what? May 5th?
May 5th. Locked in.
May 5th. So a lot of cool stuff. And, that's what we do here is we talk about, a lot of cool stuff. Our friends' projects. So that's why I'm bringing them up, you guys. So good stuff. And looking forward to all these great projects that are either in flight or coming up or closing. And let's all support each other. So
absolutely.
That's why we're here. We're all here because we are a big family, and And, you know, some of us can state like myself that, you know, you guys saved my life. So there
So
it
you
is.
owe us. Okay. That's all right.
Not you, Chris.
Oh,
but
all
you
right.
guys.
That's better. Whew. I was just hanging out there for a minute. You know.
And Angela, I'll throw something out right before we go off. You mentioned Anna Meyer.
Yes.
She will be back at Paige this year as a
Yeah.
special guest for the third time. So,
And that's where I first physically met her too. And I,
whoa. Don't kiss and tell.
in the middle of the middle
no
of the
pictures, it's
common
okay.
area. Yeah. When I went up to her and I'm like, well, because she was doing the Greyhawk panel, and I obviously wasn't going to miss that. So yeah, talk with her, and we hit it off, and we chat frequently and infrequently about Greyhawk stuff. I love her knowledge. She's such a great resource for Greyhawk. So, and you know, that stuff gets me. So anyways, well, I could keep talking. Do you guys want me to keep talking, or are we going to go?
I want to get back to work.
Oh, okay. Well,
I may actually go to bed before 4 o'clock tonight if I can get back to work.
all right. All right, Ron, Chris.
All right.
And everybody out there, stay on after really quick. But we're all gonna